a convicted killer notorious in the Quad Cities.
On January 21st, 2005, an argument erupted between Sarah and Adrianne, quickly spiraling into a physical altercation. Surprisingly, this seemingly ordinary clash between teenage friends evolved into a truly chilling crime. Welcome, everyone, to a fresh episode of our crime documentary series. We're all aware that the teenage years can be incredibly challenging. Navigating high school comes with its own set of hurdles. Balancing studies with extracurricular activities, maneuvering through social groups, and occasionally getting entangled in romantic interests. It's an odd phase of life. However, in Adrianne's situation, what started as a typical teenage disagreement took an ominous turn. In 2005, Adrianne Reynolds met a tragic fate when her supposed friends, Kolb and Cory Gregory, committed a heinous act. So let's explore the real incidents that led to this dreadful crime. Adrianne Lee Reynolds was born on September 12, 1988, in either Texas or Arkansas. Different sources say different things, and was brought up by a single mother. Her story took a twist when her stepfather, Tony Reynolds, embraced her as his own. Her early years were spent in Kilgore, Texas, until the age of 16. However, high school posed a persistent challenge for Adrianne, resulting in the absence of any earned credits. Disenchanted with formal education, she gravitated towards her companions, finding solace in the company of friends and the allure of cannabis. Faced with this predicament, her mother made a pivotal choice. Adrianne's new chapter would unfold in East Moline, Illinois. In this new setting, she would reside with her adoptive father, Tony, and her stepmother, Joanne Reynolds. The transition wasn't seamless. Navigating a fresh educational environment in Illinois proved to be a struggle for Adrianne. Yet, within her resided a potent gift, her voice. When she took the stage, her singing stirred profound emotions, evoking tears from the audience and earning accolades from teachers who marveled at the emotive resonance of her performances. Nevertheless, her ardor for subjects beyond music waned. She recognized that a singular pursuit of her musical talents might lack practicality for her future aspirations. Guided by this insight, Adrianne made the decision to enroll in Black Hawk College outreach, driven by the hope of attaining her GED, a tangible step toward a more grounded path forward. Engaged in her pursuit of a GED at the Black Hawk College Outreach Center, Adrianne envisioned a future in the Marines after graduation. Her popularity grew, forging connections and friendships along the way. Adrianne proudly embraced her identity as a juggalo, an ardent enthusiast of the rap duo Insane Clown Posse. Recognizable by their all-black attire and clown-inspired face paint, this subculture's resonance echoed through the 1990s. It was during her time at Black Hawk that Adrianne's path intersected with Kolb and Cory Gregory in 2004. Initially, Sarah and Cory were romantically entwined, but their relationship evolved into a deep friendship. Although Cory, now identified as Harley Quinn, maintained the name Cory at that juncture, and for the sake of this narrative, will use she/her pronouns. Sarah's yearning for the spotlight was unceasing. Despite being aware of Cory's affection, she nurtured their close bond while simultaneously dating another individual. It was during this period that Cory introduced Adrianne Reynolds to Sarah, linking their connection. United by their juggalo devotion, their camaraderie flourished rapidly, and their trio spent abundant time together, both within and beyond school hours. An instant rapport blossomed between Sarah and Adrianne, leading Sarah to gravitate more towards Adrianne, inadvertently sidelining Cory. This shift, however, didn't perturb Cory, as Sarah's romantic inclinations towards Adrianne became palpable. The exchange of letters deepened their connection as they explored Sarah's bisexuality and Adrianne's emerging introspection regarding her own sentiments. Yet, beneath the surface, a simmering jealousy lay in wait, poised to erupt. The very friendships that once thrived began to fracture, the weight of envy eroding their foundation. Sarah Kolb was born on April 23, 1988, growing up within the embrace of her parents in the town of Milan, Illinois. Despite drawing attention for her striking looks and popularity, Sarah defied the stereotypical mold of a vivacious cheerleader. Her heart resonated deeply with the Juggalo community. Aligned in fervor with her close companion Cory Gregory, Sarah fervently trailed the path of the insane clown posse, taking immense pride in their shared identity as Juggalos. Adorned with bold ebony accents in her hair, a touch of gothic allure in her attire, a collection of facial piercings, and a demeanor that exuded strength, Sarah's presence left a lasting mark. Academics weren't her forte, a struggle she shared with Adrianne. Consequently, she found herself enrolling at the Black Hawk Outreach Center, mirroring Adrianne's educational journey. Contrastingly, Cory Gregory, whose birth took place on November 2, 1987, was a figure of reserved tranquility in the eyes of many. Cory's disposition leaned toward reticence, her words carefully chosen for the occasions she did choose to speak. Within the folds of Juggalo fervor, Cory crossed paths with Sarah Kolb, a meeting that felt like an unearthing of her true self. Their connection sprouted in the realm of a romantic partnership, yet over time, Sarah opted to move forward, embarking on a new romantic avenue. Despite this shift, their bond proved unbreakable. Remnants of their affection thrived as Cory harbored concealed sentiments. Frequently, they would escape the clutches of their classes, surrendering themselves to music and the occasional wisp of weed smoke. Kindred spirits they were. However, the winds of change began to stir with the arrival of Adrianne Reynolds in East Moline, Illinois. Despite a hint of romantic attraction between Sarah and Adrianne, their relationship never solidified into an official couple. While Sarah found herself intrigued by Adrianne, she maintained her existing romantic connection with her boyfriend. Throughout, her unbreakable bond with her closest friend Cory remained steadfast, even though Cory held deep affection for Sarah. On the flip side, Adrianne was unattached, actively engaging in dating with boys. Sarah's yearning for undivided attention seemed insatiable, particularly from boys, hoping to captivate them solely with her charm. The smallest signs of Adrianne showing interest in someone or merely complimenting a boy's appearance provoked frustration and jealousy within Sarah. The course of events shifted when Adrianne's attention turned toward Cory, leading to a proposition. By December 2004, tensions reached their boiling point. Sarah's possessiveness over Cory surged, interpreting Adrianne's actions as a breach of their bond. Already vexed by Adrianne's involvement with other boys, the prospect of Adrianne's interest in Cory became the straw that broke the camel's back. Sarah's sentiments evolved from annoyance to a potent cocktail of hatred and repugnance directed at Adrianne. Verbal insults commenced, with Sarah labeling Adrianne with hurtful words. Even amid this turmoil, Adrianne persistently sought reconciliation with both Sarah and Cory. Nevertheless, Sarah, fueled by deep-seated anger, shifted her focus to transforming Adrianne's life into an agonizing nightmare. On January 21, 2005, it appeared that Sarah might finally be seeking reconciliation with Adrianne. Alongside Cory, who had steadfastly stood by her side through every disagreement, they invited Adrianne to join them for lunch, along with Sarah's boyfriend, Sean McKittrick. The gathering was set to take place at Taco Bell, and Adrianne held hope that this could be a chance to mend their bonds. However, tensions escalated beyond the breaking point. A heated argument erupted between Sarah and Adrianne, eventually escalating into a physical altercation where punches were exchanged. Sarah's boyfriend, Sean, intervened, urging her to cease the fight. In response, Sarah challenged him to leave if he had an issue, and he complied, exiting the scene. Cory wasn't a mere observer. She actively joined in. Assisting Sarah, Cory immobilized Adrianne. It was at this point that Sarah retrieved a wooden handle, seemingly kept for self-defense, and launched a brutal assault on Adrianne. Tragically, the situation turned fatal when Sarah employed her belt to strangle Adrianne right within the rear seat of the car. This horrifying act led to Adrianne's demise, marking a grim conclusion to the events. Following the brutal murder of Adrienne, Sarah and Cory swiftly departed Taco Bell in their vehicle. Their objective was to find an inconspicuous location to transfer Adrienne's lifeless body to the trunk without drawing attention. Ultimately, the decision was made to seek refuge on Sarah's grandparents' farm, a secluded space where they believed they could effectively conceal the damning evidence of their heinous act. Once at the farm, desperation drove Sarah to attempt to incinerate Adrienne's body, hoping it would dissolve into ashes. Yet, the reality of burning a body proved far more complex, prompting the need for an alternate strategy. The day subsequent to Adrienne's tragic demise, Sarah and Cory turned to Nathan Gaudet, a fellow 16-year-old classmate, for assistance in disposing of the body. Known for his attraction to violence, gore, and harming animals, Nathan arrived at the farm equipped with a hacksaw. When the task of dismemberment was proposed to Cory, they declined, unable to partake in the gruesome act. Consequently, Nathan assumed the gruesome responsibility of disassembling Adrienne's body, segregating her limbs and head from her torso. The bulk of the remains were subsequently discarded into a ravine situated near the farm. Later, following a meal at McDonald's, the group proceeded to the Black Hawk Historic Site in Rock Island. There, they buried the remaining fragments of Adrienne deep beneath a manhole cover, bringing a chilling conclusion to this macabre series of events. When Adrienne failed to appear for her scheduled shift at the local Checkers restaurant, her concerned parents promptly reported her disappearance to the authorities. In response, the local police initiated a thorough search effort, meticulously scouring all possible locations in hopes of uncovering any traces of the missing teenager. Her anguished family spared no effort, circulating numerous flyers throughout the city, in the fervent hope that a vigilant citizen might catch sight of her. Although a majority of her peers professed ignorance about her whereabouts on the day of her vanishing, an unidentified individual came forward, asserting to have sighted Adrienne in a Taco Bell parking lot on January 21, 2005. Following this lead, the law enforcement officers discovered a vital clue that would change the course of the investigation. It came to light that Adrienne had last been seen in the company of Sarah Kolb and Cory Gregory, redirecting suspicion toward these two individuals who had once been close friends of Adrienne. Under the scrutiny of the investigators, both Sarah and Cory initially adamantly maintained their innocence. Yet, the mounting pressure became insurmountable, and the weight of the truth eventually overpowered one of them, leading to the chilling revelation of the grim reality. Sarah recounted to the police that she and Cory had engaged in a brief disagreement with Adrienne, which had seemingly simmered down by the time they left her at a nearby McDonald's. Curiously, Sarah omitted any mention of Nathan Gaudet from her narrative. Amid the interrogation, Cory found herself unable to conceal the truth any longer. She unfolded a harrowing tale of events that had transpired about a week earlier within the confines of Sarah's car. Cory disclosed that Sarah had choked Adrianne Reynolds, and the subsequent events were no less horrific: a grisly dismemberment of her body. Guided by Cory's account, law enforcement personnel were led to a manhole located at the Black Hawk Historical Site. Here, a chilling discovery awaited them: the decapitated arms and head of Adrienne. Yet, the journey of revelation persisted. At Sarah's grandparents' farm, investigators unearthed the remaining portions of Adrienne's body, including a torched torso. The evidence uncovered was irrefutable, sealing a grim fate for both Sarah Kolb and Cory Gregory. However, Cory had neglected to acknowledge Nathan Gaudet's role in the unfolding tragedy. It was Nathan's grandmother who bridged the informational gap, reaching out to the authorities after discovering a blood-streaked hacksaw within her premises. Under further questioning, Cory ultimately conceded that Nathan had also played a part in the disposal of Adrienne's body. On February 1, 2005, Sarah Kolb and Cory Gregory confronted serious charges, finding themselves accused of 2 counts of first-degree murder and the concealment of a homicide. Sarah was the first to undergo trial, the proceedings commencing at the Rock Island County Courthouse on October 31, 2005. Following 2 weeks of intense deliberation, the jury's efforts spanning 15 arduous hours, a unanimous decision eluded them. Among the 12 jurors, one individual maintained Sarah's innocence, while the remaining 11 held her accountable. The courtroom was forced to declare a mistrial due to this impasse. Sarah's second trial, held in Dixon, Illinois, commenced on February 6, 2006, and unfolded with different outcomes. Several months later, the court handed down its ruling, sentencing Sarah to 48 years of incarceration for the murder, alongside an additional 5 years for the act of concealing evidence. Consequently, her total sentence amounted to 53 years, to be served at the Logan Correctional Center. On the other hand, Cory Gregory, acknowledging her culpability on all counts, proceeded to confess her guilt. Subsequently, on July 10, 2006, the court administered a sentence of 40 years for the murder, coupled with an extra 5 years for the concealment offense, culminating in a total sentence of 45 years. She is presently confined at the Stateville Correctional Center, serving her time. Meanwhile, Nathan Gaudet faced his own trial in connection with the cover-up. Charged with concealment for his role in the dismemberment of Adrienne, Nathan elected to plead guilty. As a consequence, he received a 5-year sentence intended for juvenile offenders. Nathan was released from juvenile detention on November 11, 2008. Following a 2011 Supreme Court decision deeming mandatory life sentences for juveniles as unconstitutional, both Sarah and Cory, now known as Harley Quinn, glimpsed a ray of hope for potentially reduced sentences. While neither had initially received life imprisonment, the severity of their punishments equated to a virtual lifetime of confinement. Consequently, both pursued the prospect of new sentencing hearings. Fast forwarding to 2020, Sarah's bid for a fresh hearing faced rejection. Her sole avenue for a reduced sentence rested in the hands of the governor. She appealed to J.B. Pritzker, the governor of Illinois, seeking clemency. As of now, she remains incarcerated, serving her 53-year sentence. Conversely, Harley Quinn secured approval for a renewed hearing. Understandably, this development elicited a strong reaction from Adrienne's father and stepmother. They ensured the court recognized the life that Harley and Sarah had robbed from Adrienne, a young life cut short at just 16. By 2022, the court reinstated Harley's original 40-year sentence. Presently, at the age of 34, Harley has expressed deep remorse for her involvement in Adrienne's murder, even expressing a willingness to trade places if possible. Providing a sense of solace to Adrienne's family, both convicts will remain incarcerated until they approach their 60s. Adrianne Reynolds' story serves as a chilling reminder of how envy can drive individuals to commit heinous deeds. Despite the confinement of those responsible for her tragic end, the agony persists. While prison bars may keep her perpetrators separated from society, they cannot imprison the enduring grief and loss that Adrienne's family and friends endure. For more interesting and heartbreaking crime documentary videos, subscribe our channel and don't forget to like and share the video.